Peace, power, prosperity, y'all. Rob Blackstorm, how's everybody doing? You know, we right now are under the time period of a new moon, still new moon energy, even though it occurred yesterday, Thursday, the 11th. New moon energy usually continues for about 3 days. So for the next 3 days, really that energy is in the air. And this particular new moon is very interesting because of the stellium, or the planets that are under this particular new moon in Aquarius. We're dealing with Mars, we're dealing with, of course, the sun, we're dealing with the moon, we're dealing with Jupiter, and we're also dealing with Saturn. So if you remember, we had the Jupiter-Saturn conjunction in December, right? So, and that was really the beginning of us making our wishes, our dreams, our desires, and activating realistic superpowers, right? So that we can manifest the things that we want in the world. Now, one of the things that people don't really discuss is how they're going to manifest things into reality that they want. Well, actually, not even that. What they don't really talk about is most people want quick fixes. They want microwave motherfucking remedies, right? They want to be able to do a spell, bibbity boppity boop, things transfer. They want to be able to read a book, bibbity boppity boop, they're automatically healed. They want to hear a master teacher tell them step by step what to do, and follow the master teacher, or follow the preacher, or follow the priest. In this age of Aquarius, it's really about healing yourself and doing self-healing work, self-mastery work, self-manifestation work. It's really about knowing thyself and letting your light shine. Aquarius is all about innovation, technology, creation, and stepping outside of the motherfucking box that you are in. And a lot of us are in the same boxes that we've been in since childhood because we have not worked on healing our childhood trauma. We have not worked on and went back and looked at the girl that broke our hearts, fellas, at 13, 14, and 15. And some of y'all are still treating women a certain way based on the treatment you got from a girl at 13, 14, and 15. Some of you women, because of the relationship you've had with men or your fathers, you become toxic based on something that happened when you were 13, 14, and 15, right? Some of us that are men went to prison, some women went to prison. That's also a traumatic experience that we have to heal from. So all these childhood traumas, right? A lot of times we don't unearth and we don't look at and we don't put ourselves in a position to heal these actual things. Now, if you watched Avengers, Age of Ultron, right? I know Panic was talking about this. There's a scene in Avengers, Age of Ultron, where Tony Stark talks about him going back into his childhood when his father was leaving him and having to reprogram that idea. I think he called it, the acronym was BARF, if I remember correctly, right? And it was basically
Wake up, dear, and say goodbye to your father.
Who's the homeless person on the couch?
This is why I love coming over at Christmas, right before you leave town.
Be nice, dear. He's been studying abroad.
Really? Which broad? What's her name?
Candace.
Do me a favor. Try not to burn the house down before Monday.
Okay, so it's Monday. That is good to know. I will plan my toga party accordingly. Where are you going?
Your father's flying us to the Bahamas for a little getaway.
We might have to make a quick stop.
At the Pentagon, right? Don't worry, you're gonna love the holiday menu with the commissary.
You know, they say sarcasm is a metric for potential. If that's true, you'll be a great man someday. I'll get the bags.
He does miss you when you're not here. And frankly, you're going to miss us. Because this is the last time we're all going to be together. You know what's about to happen. Say something. If you don't, you'll regret it.
I love you, Dan. And I know you did the best you could. That's how I wish it happened. Binarily augmented retroframing, or BARF. God, I gotta work on that acronym. An extremely costly method of hijacking the hippocampus to clear traumatic memories. It doesn't change the fact that they never made it to the airport, or all the things I did to avoid processing my grief. Plus $611 million for my little therapeutic experiment. No one in their right mind would have ever funded it. Help me out, what's the MIT mission statement? To generate, disseminate, and preserve knowledge. And work with others to bring it to bear on the world's great challenges.
Him doing new biofeedback so that the neurons in his brain can rewire and fire together with new information. And a lot of the times, what we really need to do, especially during this time, is heal. Because it's all about becoming Christ conscious or engaging in Christ consciousness. That's what this whole 2021 is about. It's about activating your uniqueness, activating your truth, and activating and healing your inner self. One of the only ways you can do that is through meditation. It's through sitting in silence. It's through turning off the motherfucking TV, turning off motherfucking CNN, even turning off YouTube for a while, right? A lot of people literally just watch YouTube videos, and because the speaker is persuasive, because he sounds good, because he uses certain language and big words, it becomes believable. That's still the mindset of someone who should be back in church, right? That mindset, if you just listen and believe and you don't do your own research and you're not looking within to grab the jewels within yourself, if you're just believing what someone says because it sounds good, but you're not saying, wait a second, this sounds really good. Let me look it up. Google it real quick. Let me look it up to see if it makes sense. Let me look it up to see if what they're saying is accurate. Because I have this information. Let me verify it to make sure that they're on point. Let me not just take what they say on face value. See, I grew up studying under the nation of gods, of earth. And one of the things that they always taught us was to show and prove. You got to show and prove, God. You can't just say what the fuck something is just because you think it sounds cool. You can't be talking to me about no motherfucking aliens and no clones and no Nibiru, right? And no fucking comets and rockets coming out of the sky, and you can't prove it. Because I could say anybody's a clone. How can I prove it? I could say anybody's an alien. How can I prove it? But furthermore, how are these things contributing to you not being depressed? How are these things contributing to you getting a bag and getting out of poverty? How are these things contributing to you redesigning your life and healing from your childhood trauma, from your anxiety, from your stress, from you seeing yourself as less than, for you calling yourself shy, for you calling yourself weak, for you calling yourself emotional? These labels that we put on ourselves that really limit ourselves in our day-to-day life. When we have unresolved childhood trauma, and one of the ways to heal childhood trauma is scripting, getting a black and white notebook and literally writing out these scenarios that have happened, no matter how traumatic or tragic they were. One of the reasons you want to write them out is so you could face them again. Once you face them, you're going to meet certain emotions. Usually the emotion is going to lead to something called cortisol. And this time frame is also about water bearing. Aquarius is all about the water bearer. So the closest thing spiritually related to water is emotions. If you look on the tarot cards deck, the cups deck, it deals with emotions. So before anything happens in life, before you learn about something, before you understood words, before you knew ABCs, you knew emotion. You knew that if you didn't get fed, you were gonna cry. If your bumper wasn't changed, you was gonna bawl and be as annoying as possible to whoever was your parent or your caretaker, right? That's part of the process. But another part of the process but once you get older, right, we learn words, we learn language, and we are able to put words and ideas together to basically classify our emotions. Words, letters, language is primarily a left brain thing. It primarily deals with logic, reasoning, and differentiation, discernment. When you're looking at someone, right, and you're judging them, that's a left brain process. But when you're looking at someone and you're accepting not necessarily not judging them, but when you're looking at them from a holistic perspective, meaning you could be judging someone, right? You could be interacting with someone and you might think, wow, this person, let's say this person is a piece of shit, right? They're an asshole, you know? They really don't treat people right. That's a left brain perspective. And that perspective is needed so that you could protect yourself. But the right brain perspective is going to say, it's going to look at the holistic portion of the person. So they're going to say, wow, this person's an asshole, but let me talk to them. What type of family did they come from? What type of lifestyle did they have? How was their mother? How was their father? Were they emotionally, verbally, physically abused, right? Who are they really? You see, America doesn't have a true spiritual system whatsoever. All America wants to do is give you a book in the form of a Bible, in the form of a Quran, or some Abrahamic religion, and they want you to just believe in that book. They want you to just believe in that book and take everything on face value. However, if you just strictly believe in books and you're strictly reading books, I don't care. Look, I probably read in my lifetime close to, I would say, and I'm being, you know what I'm saying? I'm being humble because I'm a man of a certain age, but I'll say I probably read at least 1,000 books over my lifetime. And I'm being really humble about that because it's probably more, right? It wasn't really until I started doing the work, 15 minutes in the morning, meditating, praying, 15 minutes in the night, meditating, praying, doing rituals on new moons, doing rituals on full moons, communicating with myself, my higher self, control, alt, and deleting old patterns, old ideas, old weight, me calling myself shy, me saying people won't understand me feeling like I'm isolated and alone in this world. Once I started saying, no, I'm bold, I'm brave, I'm confident. Once I said that, yo, there are people that think like me, there are people that understand me, there are people that have my perspective. Once I started changing my mindset and my ideals, things started changing in my life. And those that think like me, things start changing in their life. And then they're able to share. But my shy, me calling myself shy, that was something that started from childhood. That was something that my mom, bless her heart, put on me because she herself was not bold. She herself was not outgoing. So seeing these traits in me, and I'm a Scorpio, so Scorpios, even though we are introverted at points, you know, we have times when that stinger comes out and we're very outgoing and we're very bold and boisterous. So, and I'm on the cusp of Libra and Scorpio. So I'm pretty balanced with it, with channeling both energies of Scorpio, right? The mysterious and the exterior. So a lot of people will say, okay, I'm a Scorpio, or I'm a Libra, or I'm this, or I'm that. And they feel like that they're fixed in that particular mindset or that particular sign. No, get yourself a piece of paper. Write down the girl that broke your heart at 13, 14, fellas. Write out the guy that hurt you, the molester, the abuser, the parent that didn't take care of you, the father that wasn't there. And what you have to do is the same thing Tony Stark did in Avengers Age of Ultron. You have to reprogram the past. And how do you do that? How I did it let's see, give you a scenario. When I was younger in Houston, a girl kicked me down the steps. Real talk. She kicked me down the steps, right? So for a long time in high school, junior high, I hated women. Even when I was sexually involved in my youth, I didn't really respect women. I always felt like, in my back of my mind, in my subconscious, right? Because I had a traumatic experience with a girl when this was happening, maybe when I was 7 or something like that, 7 or 8. So because I had this traumatic experience, and then I'm having traumatic experiences with my mother, I'm thinking that girls ain't shit, girls are bad, girls are evil, right? And don't put as much stock in them as I should, and not valuing them, right? So what I had to do was, once I realized it, because part of the awakening process, part of reading, and this is why meditation is so important, why I always talk about it, because when you're reading and studying and getting things, remember, with every book, you're getting someone else's perspective. I don't care how great the book is. That's their perspective, that's their outlook on life, and that's the way they're interpreting life from their perspective. But what's your perspective? What is your ideology? What is your mindset? That's what matters. Not who's a clone. Not when the aliens are coming. Not when the Nibiru is coming. That shit is for victims. Somebody who wants somebody to come, an alien to come save them, somebody who wants Nibiru to come save them, someone who wants motherfucking to feel like there's clones so that they feel like they're better, right? Even if you look at this shit with Little Uzi Vert, right? Little Uzi Vert put the motherfucking diamond, the pink diamond, on his forehead, right? That's a sign for the age of Aquarius. Those of you who are into Marvel know that WandaVision is out, right? So Vision, the character Vision in Marvel, has that same diamond in his forehead, the same type of diamond, and it's pretty much, well, his is yellow, but Little Uzi's is pink. Now the color pink, in color psychology, pink is a healing motherfucking color. So if you're going through trauma, breakup, something recently just happened, you're going through hell, right? And usually heavy emotional trauma. Pink is a color. Wearing pink clothing, getting what is it? Pink crystals, pink quartz, and any pink, really, crystal or stone is one you want to wear if you're trying to get over trauma, if you went through a breakup, things like that. Those are the things that you want to use to heal your heart chakra, right? But ironically, he put a pink diamond on his forehead, okay? And Little Uzi Vert is a popular rapper. A lot of kids look up to him. So, being that he did this, there's no such thing as coincidence, only confirmation. No such thing as coincidence, only confirmation. So, with him doing this, right, and WandaVision being out on Disney Plus, and him doing this around the same time, this is a sign and a symbol for us to be able to perceive, the time that we're living in. Remember, music is a vibe. And even the popular phrase nowadays when we talk about rappers and music is, the vibes. Okay, it wasn't like that before. You know what I'm saying? There are times when music was about representing. There's times when music was about, all these different ideas, thoughts, and hot girl summers, and all these different phases that music and music trends go through. But now the popular saying is, the vibes. The vibes, right? So if you have your own pink crystal, your pink quartz, right? Your rose quartz, right? Your own pink crystal. If your mind is healed, your pineal gland is healed, you're going through your childhood trauma and healing that mind. Do you know how devastating and damaging trauma is? Especially childhood trauma. If we're trying to achieve Christ consciousness, do you know the motherfucking weight childhood trauma has on us? I talked about this before. Oh, let me go back to the girl who kicked me down the steps, right? So part of my process was me writing out the scenario, but instead of me writing out her kicking me down the steps, I wrote out that I was hugging her, that I was kissing her all over her face, and she was kissing me all over my face. I was squeezing her tight. We ended up holding hands going down the steps. Okay? Now, why did I do that when that's not, quote unquote, the reality? As Morpheus said in The Matrix, when he told Neo, what is real? Real is simply electrical signals that are interpreted by the brain. And as I always tell you guys, we are electromagnetic beings. So if we're electric and magnetic, and reality is electrical signals interpreted by the brain, right? Then that means the electricity or the electric part of ourselves, or the energy that we put forth, is what makes us magnetic. So me changing the emotion of the situation, me putting her in a tight hug, her kissing me on the face, me kissing all over her face, that's emotional. So now when I deal with women, I don't have the same baggage from my past. Same thing, I think I told y'all about this before. Me being scared of dogs, okay? Me having anxiety about dogs when I was around dogs. I used to have big anxiety about dogs. Dog chased me down the street when I was a child. You know, had me jump up with a car, was biting against my toes, right? But now when I think about it, it's not as harmful or as dramatic. Now when I think about it, what I think about is me holding dogs. How I scripted it is me holding dogs, hugging the dogs, rubbing the dogs, even though I don't hate this shit, the dog licking my face, right? Just so I could be in the emotion of me being comfortable. So now if a dog is around, I don't have the same anxiety. I don't have the same stress. And another thing I've been working on lately is heights. Okay, seeing myself literally walk on a tightrope. Seeing myself literally walk on the edge of a building. Okay, that's challenging. When you are even imagining these things, walking on a tightrope across a building, when you really visualize it, it's very stressful. Okay, but the more you do it, and this is not about a one-day bippity bop, a one book bippity bop, a one ritual bippity bop, bippity boppity boo, and something's just going to manifest and things are just going to be great for the rest of your life. No sir, no ma'am, no my nigga. Every day has its own set of challenges. Every day you wake up, something new could happen. Your kids could be sick. Your mother could be sick. You could have lost money. You could have gained money. You could have car trouble. You could have, a tree could have fell down outside your house. Every day there are different things, different scenarios. You argue with your girl, argue with your husband, argue with your lover, have problems at work, right? Also, we're under a Mercury retrograde. So this week is really this month, because the retrograde, Mercury retrograde, I believe is till the 20th. So this month is really about, and it's Black History Month, ironically, right? That they gave us, right? But it's really about self-transformation. It's really about the magic of self. And it's really about coming out of your shell. A lot of times people don't become themselves, and people don't step into their true self and step into their true purpose because they're comfortable in their trauma. And the reason they're comfortable in their trauma is because they're addicted to drama. We have to remember something, especially those of us that are American. America is a corporation, first and foremost, not a country. America is a corporation. And the corporation of America, what does the corporation of America do? The corporation of America is about capital. It's capitalism. So how does America get your capital or get money? What they do is they spread fear. Okay, they go to war. They sell arms to other countries. Okay, if you watch the documentary Crack on Netflix, they tell you how they illegally basically gave guns and weapons to the Nicaraguans in the Iran-Contra affair so that they could get funded through the drug trade. Okay? When you watch a TV show, okay, and when you watch a TV show and they are talking about Or you watch a commercial, right? What do they show you? Even if they're trying to sell you a fucking mop, they show you a spill on the floor, a child spilling something, or a big, glass of salsa that dropped from the counter, right? To show you the effectiveness of the mop. So, and even in that simple thing, it's the fear of something spilling and you not being able to take care of it effectively, okay? I remember I used to work for a company that used to sell skincare products to women primarily, hair care and skincare products and hair growth products. And the way they marketed it was that as you get older, there's more and more wrinkles. When you go outside, they show you before and after pictures, and they want you to believe in the hope that this product is going to help you look better, and so forth. If you look better, you'll feel better. But the fear is that if you don't use my product, right, you're going to get older and look worse and worse and worse. So all buying is based on a need, but fear, and you can look this up. They have articles about it, that fear is the primary marketing tool, okay? What is your news based on? It's fear, okay? Your news is all fear-based, okay? Your news, most of the media you consume is based on fear and drama. And if you don't think that media influences society, look at how many women are wearing eyelashes now. Look at how many women are fighting now in public places. I remember growing up in the 80s and early 90s, that thing was rare. It was even rare for a woman to talk about having weave in her head. It was known, but it wasn't something that was openly discussed as it is from 2000 on, where it's just a normal and regular thing, right? But we see Love and Hip Hop and reality shows have changed the environment, changed the demographic. Even men, right? Manhood was different in the 90s. It was men going at each other. It was men trying to dominate each other. It was men engaged in a social hierarchy. Now, even when I was working in corporate, you can see the motherfucking men nowadays, they're soft. They're tender. You know what I'm saying? You can't tell them anything. They want to snitch. They want to run to the boss, right? They want to go to HR. You can't tell them nothing. They don't have no solid foundation the way they are. And even scientifically speaking, the testosterone in men has declined significantly. Okay? So, significantly over the years. And this is based on media programming. And they also put stuff in the food and things like that. Another thing you want to research is the gay bomb. There's actually scientifically curated chemicals that they could put in the food to make you gay. They actually have a bomb that they could create that will make you gay, that will give you a gay influence, okay? If you don't have Christ consciousness and if your heart is not light as a feather. So we are going into Ma'at from the Egyptian perspective. Ma'at, or the great Ma'at-ter, dark Ma'at-ter, Ma'at. And Ma'at is about balance. And it's about ultimately coming into Christ consciousness where your heart is as light as a motherfucking feather. And the only way your heart could be as light as a feather is if you shed a lot of this baggage that we have during childhood. Get a book, get a pen, get a pad, write out these childhood issues. That's the real magic. Everybody wants magic to manifest a lover, manifest some money, right? Manifest some material shit, a man, a woman, a car, a child, whatever. Even healing, right? Everybody wants some external shit. Focus your magic this month on your internal self, on developing your character traits, on fixing your weaknesses. If you have depression, if you have anxiety, if you feel that you're shy, if you feel like you're not bold, if you have anger issues where you feel like you've been too angry, you jump off the handle really quick, you're unable to control your emotions, go back to the source of when these things happen. Go back in your mind or start writing it out and see when these things started for you. This way, you'll be able to change your future and change your reality. Going back to little Uzi Vert in WandaVision, in the series WandaVision, she is creating a reality, okay? Her reality, interesting enough, the place is called West View. Okay? The western hemisphere of the brain is the left brain, and that is the electric portion of the electromagnetic field that you have. The magnetic portion is the right brain, the mother portion of the brain. The left is masculine, the right is feminine. So the electricity is masculine, the magnetism is feminine, okay? We all know there's magnetism from the sperm going into the womb of a woman, okay? So, or the sperm hitting the egg, that's magnetic. That's a magnetic pull right there. And we all know, fellas, when you look at a girl, nice body, pretty face or whatever, even women turn around and look. So that's magnetism. So the vision, the Wanda vision or the witch vision is about you creating a reality. And it doesn't have to, and again, you might say, oh, that's not real. I really did get hurt by my parents. I really did get, abused. I really did get molested. I really did get, verbally accosted. I really did go through these things with men. I really did go through these things with women. But life is what you make it, oh darling. Life is what you make it. For real. So if you choose to change the reality and switch the emotions around the quote unquote reality and change it into a new reality mentally, then you're on top. If you had somebody that was doing some dirt to you, make it as visual as possible. Stab them in the eye, see the blood, punch them in the face, see their eye pop out the socket. Making it as emotional and as visceral as you can so that you can heal this childhood trauma and that you can move forward. Because I'm going to tell y'all something. The rest of 2021, there's going to be a lot of changes, a lot of new technology, okay? You see they're starting to open things back up. I noticed in New York, they're starting to let people back dining. The 23rd, they're going to open the Barclays Center, so let people watch basketball and all that. Of course, you got to get that Roni test, right? That's what they want you to do. I'm not talking about the Roni anymore. I broke that thing down to the lowest and the highest compound. You can go back and check my videos about the, I think I call it the Corona upgrade, part 1 and 2. You can go back and check those videos, me basically breaking down what the Roni is and all that, okay? I've been on it since the beginning. But if you want to get the vaccination and you want to do that, that's fine. But remember, fear is not Christ consciousness, okay? Depression is not Christ consciousness. Anxiety is not Christ consciousness. Not to say there's healthy fears, you know what I'm saying? Like, of course, if, you're close to fire or if, a bear comes at you or some shit, you know what I'm saying? A tiger leaps or whatever, you know what I'm saying? A car is about to hit you, whatever. There's healthy fear, things that keep us alive. But if you are living your day-to-day life and you're worried about just basic shit, like you're worried about alien invasions, or you're worried about what Trump was going to do, or you're worried about what Biden's going to do, or you're worried about where you're going to get your next meal, or you're just worried. What that does to the brain, you have something in your brain called an amygdala. And what happens is the amygdala, basically the word for amygdala means almond. So the amygdala takes in the emotion first. So the emotion of whatever your trauma is. So me being scared of dogs. So the emotion is first. So that's the thing I'm going to remember first. And that emotion gets logged into your inner seahorse, which is called your hippocampus. That inner seahorse called your hippocampus, when there's a lot of stress and a lot of problems, and a lot of us grew up in poverty, we grew up in tough scenarios, right? Prison, things like that. When these things happen on a repetitive basis, what they do is it shrinks the hippocampus, which basically stores your memory. And as the hippocampus shrinks and it doesn't expand, what it does is it creates the hormone cortisol. And the hormone cortisol is basically a poison. It basically puts you in fight or flight, and it weakens your ability to respond to everyday problems, everyday scenarios, because instead of the blood going to your head and going to your brain, which is how you get energy, right? Blood flow going to the brain, going to the mind is how you get energy. When you're constantly in a state of fight or flight, when you're constantly around grimy motherfuckers, when you're constantly engaged in bad news, when you're constantly thinking the worst about yourself, when you're constantly thinking the worst about what happened based on past experiences, you're producing more and more cortisol, weakening your memory center, which is the hippocampus, and then your hypothalamus starts secreting cortisol instead of you getting oxytocin, which is a bonding hormone when you love people or when you are in love with your environment or when you're comfortable with your environment. That's oxytocin. Also dopamine, when you're happy, when you're engaged, when you're feeling good, when you get inspired, right? Good hormones, right? Sometimes we get these when we're doing drugs, okay? But drugs are, and as far as drugs, I'm talking about like weed, you know what I'm saying? Even alcohol, little mushrooms or whatever. But we have to remember, even when we're taking those things can be used for spiritual work as well. You could get tipsy and do mantras and start dancing and reciting mantras in your head and visualizing the future that you want. You could smoke weed and start visualizing and meditating on the future that you want. You could even take mushrooms and start visualizing and meditating on focusing on the future that you want. Or you could just fuck around. Everything has a positive and negative, and it's not even really a negative to say that you're just fucking around and you're just escaping reality for a bit, because every once in a while we just need to drink or smoke just to escape reality. But if every time you're getting high, you're just getting high every day, 4 or 5 times a day, just to escape reality, and you're not seeing yourself productive, then it's time to maybe use that in a different way. If you're going to use it in a different way. You know what I'm saying? I was just talking to somebody's son, and just about using the technology that they're using currently in a different way, in a way that it will benefit you, in a way that you will be able to get ahead. Instead of just mindlessly scrolling on Instagram, find what you like, create an Instagram page, okay? Hashtag it, all right? Make it pop, whatever your love is, your skill is. He said he liked photography, make a photography page, and go from there. And next thing you know, you might be able to sell some motherfucking pictures, okay? You might curate pictures so well that you get an invite from someone to curate their art gallery. You never know. You never know. But if you're not putting your foot forward, if you're not utilizing these mediums, especially social media, to get some sort of money, then you're utilizing it wrong. For a fact, if you're on social media all day and you're not getting no money out of it, you're wasting your time, okay? And watch out with Facebook, watch out with Twitter, because those are basically trains of thought that you're taking in. Instagram is more images, even though there's words, but it's mostly images, okay? But the biggest danger I noticed with Twitter and Facebook is people's thoughts. And everybody's opinion is invalid. And some people's opinions will piss you the fuck off and put you in a state of anger, extend cortisol, which is a poison if used incorrectly, for no motherfucking reason, when you could, if you didn't even log on, you'd have a peaceful day. So be careful with these things. That little Uzi Vert, that diamond, that pink diamond, think of that as a rose quartz, and heal your mind. When you heal your mind, you heal your body. Your immunity goes up, your health is better, your mindset is better, you speak better. People start to come into your life that help you. And this is the ultimate magic. Now, because it's a new moon, and because it's a Friday, I'm going to give y'all a spell. Here it is, and I'm going to close with this. Get your Wanda vision up, okay? Get your witch vision up. Get your magic vision up. Start to see the things that you want. Start to see the reality that you want to create. Start to see what you really want to manifest in life. But you have to let go of the baggage of the past. You have to let go of the labels that you put on yourself. You have to relabel yourself. You have to re-identify yourself. This is the time. Now, not later. Because really the downloads that I'm getting is this Aquarius month, this Aquarius season, right? And then we're going into Pisces. And after Pisces, that's really it. It's going to start turning up a little more again, okay? Because white people are mad at the government. They're feeling what black people have felt for hundreds of years here in America. So white people are mad. So if you think the Capitol Hill riot is it, then you're sadly mistaken. There's more to come. There's more to come. So you have to get yourself in a position to where you're going to focus on your greatness. Not the TV, not the gossip, not the bullshit, not the past traumas, but focus on your greatness. Focus on your healing. Be committed to it. Be committed to it. Be committed to it. Be committed to getting out of poverty. Because if you don't have any money, there's no way you could really be happy. you'll always go through fight or flight. So be committed to, and one of the best ways to get out of poverty is to find a service, not a money spell, not a money ritual. Provide a service to someone based on your purpose. When you provide a service based on your purpose, that's when the money comes. Look at Jeff Bezos, look at Bill Gates, look at anybody who's made a shit ton of money, and you could tell that they're passionate about their purpose. So the spell I'm going to give y'all is an Oshun ritual, okay? Oshun deals with love, deals with joy, deals with passion, but she also deals with vision, okay? Deals with that Wanda vision, deals with that little Uzi Vert rose quartz, that little Uzi Vert pink diamond, aka the rose quartz. It deals with healing, it deals with perception, and you have to heal your perception. Because the more that you start to engage your mind, the more you start to engage your thoughts on this, you have something in your brain called the reticular activating system. That reticular activating system, what it does, it basically aligns your mind towards the things and the ideas that you do repetitiously. And that's why I say this is daily work. This is not work that you can do for one day and chill. This is work that you have to do on a repetitious basis over and over and over and over and over. And the more you do it, the more the results come. It's just like lifting weights. It's just like working out. The first day you work out, you ain't going to get a...
Now, we have reprogrammed reality. Language is a virus. Religion, an operating system, and prayers are just so much fucking spam.
I was using that.
We shall see if you have used it well. Your best is good. Each will take you to the duet. The duet has many worlds.
Bunch of muscle and lose a whole bunch of weight. But you have to continue to keep it going. Now, the ritual, the head rule ritual. You're going to get a yellow candle, a green candle, and a white candle. 5 oranges. Yellow candle, green candle, white candle. 5 oranges, okay? You're going to get nutmeg, you're going to get cinnamon, you're going to get some bay leaf, and you're going to get some honey, okay? What you're going to do with the actual, what you're going to do in the actual ritual is you're going to put the red candle, you're going to put the green candle, the white candle in the middle, and the yellow candle on the side. Or you can do it either way. But make sure the white candle is in the middle. The white candle is for your ancestors. You're not going to put anything in there. What you're going to do is whatever ancestor you want to invoke. I don't care if it's Malcolm X. I don't care if it's your grandma, grandfather, your friend, the person that you want to ask the spirit world for aid from. Okay. Also, you're going to need 3 pennies for this ritual. So you're going to, and all the other elements, the nutmeg, the cinnamon, the honey, and the bay leaf, you're going to put a drop of honey in the yellow and the green candle. You're going to take 1 bay leaf, crush it up, or a big, the bay leaves usually come big, but if you have small ones, it's okay. But you could take a bay leaf, take half of it, crush 1 half in one, crush 1 half in the other, okay? Drop of honey, a little bit of cinnamon, okay? You don't want to put too much so that you can't even burn the candle, right? Drop of honey, a little bit of cinnamon, and shave some nutmeg in there, okay? What you're going to do, even before you put all those elements in there, what I want you to do is write out a petition. If you don't want to write up a petition, you can simply carve words in those candles so that you are attuned to, so that you are basically signaling your ancestors in the ancestral realm for aid and help in this process. In this process of receiving joy in your life, in this process of receiving love, in this process of knowing your purpose, in this process of gaining passion, okay? And basically you're going to light these candles, put them on your altar, and you're going to surround it with 5 oranges, okay? This is 2021. This is a 5 year. So the number 5 year is a 5 year. So 5 fingers to the hand, right? It's about creation, business. What are you going to create? What's your purpose? What are you putting out into the universe? Okay? Are you just looking for handouts? Are you FBA and ADOS because you believe, or not even because you believe, or because you want the government to give you something you're not willing to go get? So be careful with that FBA ADOS thing, okay? Because, again, what is it really for? Yeah, we are owed reparations, but the best reparations are the ones you get by yourself, my nigga, I promise you. And there's usually no strings attached when you get it on your own, when you get it out the mud, so to speak. And also what I want you to do is also get 3 pennies and put a penny next to each candle. Though a penny, and the older the penny, the better. Penny has copper. Copper is a natural conductor. When you see people wearing copper jewelry and things like that, they're basically conducting and moving, and they're using the copper to wrap around the crystals so that there's more energy coming to you. So it's an energy conductor. That's why you see crackheads be stealing all the copper out of old buildings and shit like that and selling it, because copper is valuable. It's an energy conductor, a natural energy conductor. So basically, these candles being lit is signaling the universe that you want to heal your vision, that you want to heal your ideals, that while you're under this Aquarius energy with Venus, the sun, the moon, Jupiter, Saturn, right? All in play, and I believe Mars, all in play, that you want to harness this energy for your personal growth, your personal development, to get rid of anxiety, get rid of depression, get rid of weaknesses, get rid of limits, okay? And engage in some meditation as well. Engage in that script writing for your trauma, all right? And let me know how it works. I also have an elemental magic class. Shout out to everyone who has taken my class, who is in the class. All right, they're doing well. They're manifesting things. Even people who just listen to the YouTube videos, they're hitting me up. They're telling me how they listened to this and did this, manifesting houses and cars and things like that. Beautiful, wonderful, okay? And with that being said, I think my battery's about to die. So with that being said, you can hit me up, blackstormrob@gmail.com, if you're interested in the elemental magic class. If you want a reading, hit me up, blackstormrob@gmail.com. I am doing readings now, all right? If you need your chart read, hit me up, blackstormrob@gmail.com. I will go through your chart and do a comprehensive breakdown, far deeper than what you get from just a regular, website or whatever, right? And I do these services because my purpose is to help raise the vibration of the planet by any means necessary, all right? That's my purpose. That's why I'm put here. And I know that's why I'm put here, because every time I run from it, something happens, all right? So what's your purpose? Why are you here? That's where the work starts. And this is why this work is daily, not once a week like the church gives you on Sunday. This work is daily, and this work has to be consistent. With that said, peace, power, and prosperity. Have a great day, great weekend. If you watch this on Saturday or Sunday, you can still do the ritual. That energy is still in the play. That Oshun ritual is still going to be in the play. And it's about harnessing that vision. So get your mind right. Peace, power, and prosperity. One love.